All right, so right now we want to talk a little bit about Module 2 and look at what is important on Module 2. So the module is all about our energy-providing nutrients, carbohydrate, fat, and lipids, and proteins. So you just go through the module step by step, presenting each task in order, right? So first, basically, very simple, read Chapter 4, pay special attention to the definitions and notes in the margin, the top 10 points at the end of the chapter, and that's pretty much it. I've also got an article here for you to read. It's an article about carbohydrates and juice and how too much juice is actually a bad thing. We tend to think of juice as being something healthy, but juice is also very high in sugar and calories, the same way that a soda is high in sugar and calories. And so you process a molecule of sucrose or glucose from a soda exactly the same way you process and digest and metabolize a molecule of that sugar from a soda. And so basically people are drinking too many sodas, and they can contribute to obesity and overweight. Too many calories makes you fat. So that is the main problem with too much juice. And essentially, when you really think about it, this is a rich country's problem. Companies started making juice when they had excess of oranges, and because when we go to the grocery store, we want our oranges to look nice. So then there are all these leftover oranges that have been grown and are not that expensive to grow, and they don't look nice. So what do we do with them? We juice them. Whereas if you're in a poor country where people are really struggling to get by and struggling to get enough food, they're not going to make juice out of their oranges. Okay, they are going to get the maximum nutrition they can out of that just by eating the entire orange. So just give that some thought. Think about the fact that this is essentially a rich country's problem. Okay, so we have a PowerPoint on carbohydrate. You will download that and review it, and I've also created a video for that. Okay, you're going to read Chapter 5 just like the other chapters, all right? It's a chapter on fat, lipids, and oils. You're going to look at the definitions in the margins, top 10 points to remember, right? Okay, got an online article on trans fats. So it's all about the trans fat ban. And so I'd like you to read this and think about what your personal opinion is about the trans fat ban. We've got another article on trans fats that we got to read here. So we'll read that one. So here's the thing about trans fats, and the fat portion of your text talks all about fats and about trans fats and how trans fats are basically considered the unhealthier fat. A trans fat is essentially the same as a saturated fat. It's basically a man-made saturated fat, and they're unhealthy. But the thing is, we use them to make our food taste the way we want it to taste and to make it last as long as we want it to last. So food producers aren't up to nefarious purposes and trying to be evil by putting trans fats in foods. They're giving consumers essentially what they want. So in my personal opinion, there's no reason to ban them. If people didn't want them in there, they wouldn't buy them. And I think it's that simple. If the market requires it, then that's what people will want. You do want to limit. You should ideally limit your intake of trans fats, though. I do not have a PowerPoint that goes with Chapter 5 on fats because I feel like the chapter does a really good job of explaining everything. Read that chapter, and you'll be great. All right. Chapter 6 is on proteins and amino acids. We'll have a video on the PowerPoint for amino acids as well. Your next link here, link number 9, is the one that goes to the PowerPoint. All right. Then you've got a quiz, and you've got an assignment on the rest of this module, and you've got some of your videos down here. I may not include these all the time, so you may just have one link per module to the YouTube channel. So that's basically your overview of how to go through Module 2.